guys, I'm Mila Furman from The Girl and the Kitchen, and today we're making beautiful restaurant-style crispy Brussels sprouts. You know when you go to a restaurant and order those gorgeous crispy Brussels sprouts, they come up piping hot and crackling in your mouth? That's what we're gonna make today. Every single one of my friends and a lot of my fans tell me they struggle to get that crisp on their vegetables. So with Brussels sprouts, as with much other food, we are gonna wanna crank up our heat because that heat is really gonna get that caramelization around our Brussels sprouts. So a high heat plus some olive oil is gonna get us that gorgeous crackle in our mouth that we're looking for. For starters, we're gonna start out with some Brussels sprouts. I actually typically buy them already cleaned and cut in half. So it saves you like 2 steps basically. We wouldn't have to wash them and we wouldn't even have to cut them at that point. Today, my grocer unfortunately only had them whole, but at least they're already washed. So all we have to do is cut them, put them in a little bit of olive oil, salt and pepper, toss them around and put them on a sheet pan, okay? We're gonna then throw them into a, brace yourselves, 475 degree oven in convection. So that might sound absolutely terrifying to you guys, but it's not. The only way you're gonna get that beautiful crunch and crisp is with a high heat and lots of oil, okay? So if you're having a convection oven, which means you have that fan in the back which circulates your heat and makes your food cook more evenly, you're gonna want to keep it just at 475. If you have a conventional oven, which means you do not have that fan, you're gonna wanna crank it up 25 degrees and get to 500. I know that seems absolutely terrifying, but in restaurant kitchens, we always kept our ovens at about 500 degrees, and that's how we finished all our meats, and that's how we charred all our veggies at the very end, okay? So we don't wanna sear every single Brussels sprout individually. That's gonna take forever, so instead we're gonna use the heat of the oven here, all right? So first steps first, we're gonna wanna take our Brussels sprouts. Again, if they're not washed, please wash them because they have a lot of grime and dirt in there. So, and make sure you dry them because water and olive oil does not equal success. So make sure you dry them a little bit with a paper towel or a kitchen towel, okay? Next thing is we're gonna take off those little ends and it's gonna expose a lot of our leaves. So I'm just gonna cut right into that and you could see how a bunch of the leaves already flew off, okay? And then, voila, we're gonna throw them right into our bowl, okay? Finish a few more here. Again, no rhyme or reason. The technique here is always the same for all of them. Be careful with your knives. Always use sharp knives, of course. That's my #1 tip. So much easier to cut yourself with a dull knife than with a sharp knife. Much better to cut yourself with a sharp knife because the cut will feel much nicer. Take that from experience. Many, many cuts in the culinary kitchens as a newbie. Okay, throw that right in there. Do a few more. And then after they cook, we're gonna throw a few lemon slices right onto that sheet pan and char them beautifully. That is done for 2 things. #1, flavor, but #2, they look so beautiful when you serve them with those charred lemon slices. People literally think you spent hours in the kitchen and only you will know that it took you a few minutes to prep. So we have this beautiful bowl full of some nice Brussels sprouts and we're just gonna add some regular olive oil. I like using olive oil in my food. You can use whatever oil you want. Some salt and pepper. Again, I always give this tip. I'm gonna say it again, use kosher salt or sea salt. It's the purest form of salt. It's not super salty, and always season with your hands. Always season from up above because then your salt is actually dispersed evenly, okay? A few cracks of black pepper. And if you wanna give it some more heat, feel free to throw some red pepper flakes, whatever you guys want. But really, the simplicity of the dish here is what really makes it shine. Using our hands, just toss, just like that. Toss nicely. Again, if you wanted to do a raw salad, by the way, you guys could shave these beautiful Brussels sprouts or even buy just the already shaved ones. Put a little bit of lemon juice here and you have a gorgeous side dish. I mean, it's that simple. Let the vegetable speak for itself, right? So then we're gonna take this sheet pan and just arrange them, just like that. See? Super simple. There's nothing to do here. If I wasn't talking all this much, I swear this recipe would go much faster. All right, that's all done. Doesn't matter which side they're down, doesn't matter. Just get them in your oven, okay? My oven's already preheated to 475. This is a convection oven. We're gonna throw these in there, and that's it, guys. They're gonna go 15 minutes. We're gonna take them out, shimmy, 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 shake them so that everything gets nicely caramelized, and then 10 minutes later, you're gonna have a glorious dish. All right, guys, so it's been about 12 minutes, I'd say, and look at this gorgeous, look at that. Look at those leaves just crisping up. It's like a Brussels sprouts potato chip. It's so freaking good. Okay, what we're gonna do is use a towel, because these things are hot and no one is brave. Using a towel, double it, triple it up. Of course you can use an oven mitt, but you know, I never know where those things are. In fact, I don't even own any. Okay, few of them don't flip over. Use some handy tongs. Look at that, guys, look at this gorgeous color that we got. Yes, that's what we want. I'm gonna put it back in the oven for about another 12 more minutes. So your next option, by the way, you can slice some lemons and put them right there with it just to have beautiful color when you're roasting them. And when you serve, you have a complete dish that looks like completely restaurant quality, but you made it in the comfort of your own home. 12 minutes and you'll have gorgeous Brussels sprouts. So our Brussels sprouts are all done. It's been about 25 minutes. I've since rotated them once, rotated the lemon slices, and look at this beautiful color the lemons got. And they give it a lot of natural flavor because all the zest releases its natural oils. And they have this very light lemony finish. They're not tart, they're just super citrusy. And then I just want you guys to see this. Can we hear this? You hear that crunch? That's what you want. That's that restaurant magic crispy Brussels sprouts that nobody can get at home. Again, the secret is high heat and a little bit of oil. That's it. I'm gonna pour these into a nice, beautiful serving bowl. Again, I have about 3 more of these sheet pans cooking in the oven because my guests love these Brussels sprouts. And that's it. Give it a little bit of a toss. And now I get to eat them. Super tender, really crunchy. They have just the right amount of salt. If for some reason they're not seasoned well enough or you were a little shy on the salt, now is the time to season. While they're still hot, while they're still moist from the oil, and all you have to do is just put a little bit of your kosher salt on it and it's gonna get absorbed and it won't stay on the very top. Mix, mix, mix. You like how I'm mixing with a knife and a fork? Somebody's hungry. That's salty, crispy goodness. That's like crack. That's vegetable crack right there. So instead of popcorn, just sit there and eat these instead. That's it, guys. These are your simple restaurant-style crispy Brussels sprouts. I'm Mila Furman from The Girl in the Kitchen, and thanks so much for watching.